Welcome to Invest. We talk about investing, finance, and professional development. It's the recording time of 9:16 a.m. on the Eastern Time on June 25th on this Saturday so far. Respect to this overall morning on the East Coast, obviously. We are collectively just, I guess, trading on a sideways fashion, down from the previous day of a relatively nice surge, right, across the spectrum on both the crypto side and the equity side. And what was really driving the rally, and it's really mainly because of the normalization from the oil prices, but also with respect to the interest rates, dipping, more in proximity of like the low 3% mark in comparisons to, weeks ago, days ago, when it was just like kind of levitating around like 3.4%. So I guess collectively, on a macro and also on an optical perspective, quantitatively, have that anti-correlation effect driving some buying pressure collectively. And also with respect to the VIX, which is the volatility index, depicting the fear index, if you may, of the overall market, also has dipped down to as of Friday closing 6.27%. Okay, and yesterday was a relatively historical day, from nationally in the U.S. With respect to obviously, the U.S. states have banned the abortion rights for women health, obviously after the Supreme Court overturned the historical bill, Roe versus Wade. Obviously, I do. My personal perspective is that despite me being a relatively liberal individual, it is sad to see that it seems like we are, digressing with respect to, the gay rights, with respect to the contraception ruling, women's health, abortion. It should be, something that women should have the rights to decide for themselves, and banning abortions altogether in the U.S. It just seems like we're taking a step backward rather than taking a step forward, right? So that's really much it on the overall news. And again, with respect to the buying pressure that we also saw yesterday, is because of lack of negative media affectation, right? So when you see lack of media affectation, in comparisons to obviously days ago and weeks ago with respect to the CPI report at the FOMC meeting, that it doesn't happen until bulk of like next week, right? You could, if you look at the calendar, you have 26 all the way to 30th, and then you have about like a week before the next CPI report in July, and then subsequently obviously you have the FOMC meeting, which will obviously give us a flavor on, are we going to be raising to 50 basis point, are we going to be 75 basis point, how are we thinking about this, how the job numbers, how's the traveling expenditure, and how is the consumer purchasing behavior driving the mandate that the Fed has, right? And is Jerome is going to be more aggressive, or is he going to be indicating that we're progressing on a positive front? Because if we do, we will technically see a rebound. But I think with respect to the technical, it will give us a good picture. So let's just dive right into the picture that we see in front of us. And you saw the voting poll that I put out yesterday. I do agree with a lot of you guys. It seems like 61% or around like more than half of the participant. I think it's about like 300 something people voted, that are indicating or suggesting that we are in a bull trap. And let's take a look, shall we? So with respect to recording time of 9:20 a.m. on the Eastern Time, we are basically at 1200 in a way, but with $4 below it. You could see that clearly we are consolidating just a hair below of the real level of 1250. We are above the 1150, which is good, right? But you could see that clearly we are getting canceled out, as we are getting canceled out from the level that we have formed as a support before, early in June on the 9th. you can see that we're kind of leaping down because of just like, it's cool off, right? It's a weekend, so I totally get it. But also because we're hitting a wall of resistance as well. Something that I don't quite like is that we had a golden cross, right? So that's why we had that green pressure. Very logical, right? This is something we've been discussing for a while now. But with respect to what's the apex of this golden cross, like, and is it likely that we will continue just like keep leaping up from there? Knowing the fact that we do have a sizable leap up to the next level of 1350, I do believe the green pressure that we saw yesterday was just a rally in the bull market, or the way you kind of talked about it, a bull trap, like people that are, bullish on the market sentiment get trapped into this, and now they're holding the bag because it's not the best setup, right? And I think the indicator is showing that we are already on top on the MACD, right? So you need to kind of cross down and cross up, right? So I think selling coming back down to 1150, all the way to breaking 1,000 again, as we heading on to the CPI report and the FOMC meeting, would not be a surprise to me, right? Knowing the fact that we're also getting canceled on our side front as well. So Bitcoin is down about flat right now, right, with a 21 100 basically. The level down would be 20,000, all the way to 17,500. You could see that we have formed a golden cross recently, right? You could see that we crossed up. So I do see some buying pressure. It wouldn't be surprising to me for us to go back and revisit like 22,500, and then that's pretty much it. And then we kind of cross back down because of just like lack of inertia that we're seeing collectively. Bitcoin is obviously more stable in comparisons to like other altcoin, right? So something to think about. And you can see that we are relatively just like flat on inertia front. So classic, $16 at the moment. Levels up would be like $16.50, $17, $17.50, 18, respectively. Or levels down would be like $15.50, $15, like, all the levels. And you can see that clearly we have formed the golden cross way long ago already, which is the green candles that you see here. But that's about it, right? And then you're gonna ideally cooling back down. So I think the likelihood of selling back down, knowing the fact that you could see that we are already dipping on the inertia front, it's a lot more likely, right? Dogecoin, same thing. You could see that we crossed up already. So coming down is a lot more logical. Like levels down will be 60, 55, 50 respectively. Cardano down about 2.5% at 48 right now. So levels down again, right? You can see that we clearly have formed a cross section up, but it's not sustainable, and we could see that we're already dipping down. Like it's relatively stale in terms of the inertia. So 45, 40 would be coming up next. Solana is at $40 at the moment. It's flat, right? So it seems like we have broken above the $38. But right now, the big question mark is like, can we break even further up to 50, which is the real level? That'll say that likelihood will be low, maybe 10% probability. You can see that we're already kind of canceling out at the 55 out of 70. Not 55, like 52. We already crossed up already, so we need to cross down and cross up, right? So doesn't look quite good to me. Like coming down to 38 all the way to 33 was much more possible than going up to 49 from here. XRP is at 38 cents right now, 36 cents. You saw that golden cross, that's why you see the green candle. Right now it's stale, right? I think coming back down is a lot more logical, like to the flat numbers, like 30, 25 respectively. Polkadot's down 2% so far at basically $8 if you round it up, right? So levels up would be going up to like, $8.50, $9. Levels down will be $7.50, $7 respectively. And I think it's more bearish than bullish at the moment based on the setup, like the way we discussed collectively. Algorand's at 35 cents at the moment, down 4%. So like, yeah, same thing. You cross up and then cross down, right? So I think it's more likely to sell back down to 30 cents, 25 cents, 20 cents respectively. Shiba Inu up 4% so far. You can see that we have been dragging up quite some time because of like the Elon's tweets, I'm assuming, and also you saw the golden cross that were formed, but this is not sustainable. This is a lot of just it seems like this is an upward wedge as well. So definitely prepared that a drop was very imminent for Shiba Inu. We're very high kind of overbought right now at the 60 out of 70. So yeah, this is not good. Like upwards wedge is gonna drop. Polygon down 4% so far. Yeah, it doesn't look quite healthy either. You could see that we are forming an apex already, slipping down, looking for basically the tip of the mountain and coming back down. So it doesn't look quite good. AVAX down 0. Basically flat with the $20.50 at the moment. Levels up would be like all the 50 cents, right? So 2050, 21, 2150 respectively, all the way up to the top resistance level of 2450. You can see that we're elongated, flat at the moment. Yeah, it doesn't look quite good actually. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Sorry for missing yesterday, but hopefully this is helpful in terms of giving you an understanding. And again, this is not a prediction, but this is just like a risk profile, snapshot of what we're getting ourselves into. Again, I don't predict anything. I just look at what the risk management level, the profile, and what are the levels that we should be thinking about going forward. Okay, so appreciate you. Have a good rest of the Saturday, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye.